Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm making a card that's been requested by so many people. If you don't know, I've got a requests form over on my website, which is all linked in the description box. And you can pop there any requests that you'd like me to do, if you've got any suggestions and things like that. So if you do see a card by somebody else, or there's a particular card I've made and you want it in a different size, pop the requests over there. I can't promise anything, but I do look at those if I'm looking for some inspiration on what to share and make next. So this one here is what's known as a dual pop-up card, and I was sent tutorials to Shrishti Patil's channel and also to Jan B Cards as well. So I've had a look at those and I've come up with this version, and I've tweaked it a little bit, so hopefully I've made it really easy for you all to follow. So this is a 5x7 size card, but check out the other ones because I think they might be slightly different. I'm not entirely sure the overall size of those. So anyway, this is how it looks. You've got space on the back there to stamp and write your message. Now I've got an acetate window on mine because I thought it would be nice to see the doors, and then when you lift it they open up to reveal what I think is the cutest scene, and it's using my farmyard collection, which I just adore, and it says, "We heard it's your birthday." So it's a barn door style here that opens, it all closes down. And yeah, it's just such a clever mechanism. It's so easy. If you've made this before and you've been like, oh no, I didn't like it, I've made it so easy to put the folds and the mechanism together. So do give it a go. And it's going to work for so many, I think, occasions. Look at the other versions on Pinterest and stuff, because there's ones with floral designs. It's definitely one I'm going to revisit in a 6x6 size, so you've got the options there. It'd be great to reveal maybe like a gender reveal. I think it'd be nice with like a photo in there. You could have a big number, you know, anniversary or birthday. I think there's lots of ways to decorate this, but when I saw the two doors opening, I thought barn door. That's what screamed to me. So I've got the perfect stamps for that. So let's get into the tutorial. It's pretty straightforward to make, and you don't need any specialty dies for this one either. So let's get started. So these are the stamp sets that I'm using to decorate mine. So you've got the Made to Surprise tops and tails and tails and tops. And then the coordinating sentiment stamp set is the Farmyard Sentiments. And then to decorate the cardstock, I've used the stamp from the barn door set. So my card blank is deconstructed because I'm having a acetate front. If you don't want to have the acetate front, then you'll just want to cut yourself or use a pre-cut 5x7 card blank. If you're making one, then it's a piece of 10x7, and along the 10-inch side you want to score at 5. But because I think it will look nice being able to see the barn doors closed through the card or through the acetate, and then when you lift the acetate it opens. So if you want to do it that way, this piece here is 6x7, and along the 6-inch side you're going to score at 5 inches. Just fold that over, give that a burnish, and then later on we're going to attach the acetate to the front. So then we've got our 5x7 card blank, but you'll be able to see through. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and decorated the pieces that I want to look like wood grain and look like the barn. So these ones here, so for the actual doors, I've got two pieces of 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then you want two pieces of 1 1/2 by 5 3/4, and this is the mechanism. So I've had a little play around with this, and I think I've found the easiest way to be able to make the mechanism and the folds. So along the 1 1/2 side you're going to score right down through the middle at 3/4 of an inch, and just fold that in half. This is what we're going to achieve. I've already done this one. Just fold it both ways because it will need to work, you know, as a hinge. And then rather than faffing about with measurements, what we need to do is bring one side across and pull it down until it's flush with this side here. This is a 230 GSM, so it's quite a soft card, so it's easy to fold. Okay, like so, and then fold it back and fold it away from yourself. Again, just work those folds. You want to break down the fibres a little bit. And then do the same with this side. So this corner now, I just need to line up with the bottom of that fold. So just bring it right over, like so. Again, make sure it's nice and flush with the side there. Okay, and then fold it back again. Okay, so hopefully you can see all those folds now. So you should have 3 big triangles. So one here, here, and here. And this top one will have a fold right the way down through the middle. What I've done on this one is I've cut all up this side and just removed all of that portion there. So you want to have one that looks like that, and then for the other side you've just got to cut the opposite. So I'm going to cut this one with you. So I'm just going to cut right up this one here, this fold, and then just down that middle fold. Okay. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of ink back into that. It's just to distress it a bit. You don't have to do this, but I just folded it over. Use my blending brush as well, but to get that real kind of dark colour on the folds, I just dabbed it into the ink pad. So hopefully that's broken down the mechanism. It is really easy to do. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have them in this orientation. So you've got this tall section facing the inside of the card. You're going to bring this down and across. You should have a perfectly formed triangle. Just ignore that, but you have a nice point in that triangle. And again with this one, bring it across. Just make sure that they all line up. You can still kind of move it if you need to, but they need to be nice and straight, and you have those nice points. Those points are going to line up with the fold of your card. So I'm just going to bring that up. Now focus on the point being in line with the score line there. If it's slightly longer at the bottom, you can trim that off. Okay, I'll probably have to trim mine a little bit, and you'll see this one. It's going to go over here. Again, bring that point right up to the fold, because this piece is going to attach to here, so it needs to be right up. Butt it right up as high as you can. So we'll do this one first. I'm just going to take my quick grab glue. I'm just going to add a little bit all over the corners. Then you want to get right up into the corner. Okay, remove that one for the minute, and then fold that down and just hold that there. You need that to grab. Okay, so once you're happy that's dry, do a test. I've not stuck all this down yet, because I think by doing this first, you can see that it's going to work. So now when I pull that up, can you see how it lifts up this piece? And that's what we're going to attach our doors to. Now, I think my red ink was still a bit wet, but fortunately I'm going to be covering all that. So now I'm just going to bring this up, and I'm going to add my glue now all onto the left side only. So right up to the score line there, only on that left side. And then just bring it down so it lines up. Make sure that's folded down as you stick it all into place, like so. And like I said, flip it over. You can see I've got a little bit overhanging there. Just trim that off. It's much easier to do it like that. Okay, so just give that all a minute to dry. So now that's lifted up really nicely. So now with this one, just do the same. But if you want, you can add your glue to that one first and stick that in, and then add your glue to that piece. But I like to do it this way. I don't know if there's something there not quite right. It's just this tiny bit that I've stuck down. So again, I'm just lining it up, bringing it right up to the top there. Make sure it's nice and straight with the side. Just close that down. And again, I'm just going to lift that one up. Add my glue. It's always on the outer panel. Again, just bring that down. Make sure it runs nice and flush with the side. And again, flip it over and just trim off any excess. Okay, so now when I pull that up, you can see this is going to open. And again, I'm not worried about the red there because I'm going to be covering this with a panel. But that's what you want that movement. Now with the doors, I recommend, I told you to cut them to 2 3/4, but now just take a little slither off of each one. So you're just bringing it slightly under. Because what you want is when these sit next to each other, so they're going to sit right up to the fold here. I just bring that one in there. And then this one, you want them to sit right up to each other, like so. And again, you're probably going to have to take a little bit off the bottom, but you can cut that off once it's all in. But can you see there? You want them to perfectly sit next to each other. And again, when you lift that, they will then open. Now you can also stick these underneath this panel. I'm going to stick them over because I think my decoration is going to work better. But it's, but it is up to you, on top or underneath. So I'm going to just run my glue all the way down this panel here. I'm only adding the glue. You see your triangle piece just kind of lay down next to it. Just bring your glue up to there. You want to butt it up to that, and then right up to your fold. Again, just do a test. There we go. You can see it opens nice. You don't want anything catching. Again, flip it over. And then again with this one, just adding a little glue all the way down. Right up to the fold and also to the middle there. Again, when you do a test, you can see that all opens really nice and you don't get anything catching. So again, I'm just going to flip that over, just cut away that slither. Okay, so that is all of the mechanism. That's it. It is very, very easy. I've just hopefully broken it down so that you can all follow it. Now I'm going to add my tape for my acetate to go on. So I'm just going to run a couple of strips of double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to take my acetate and I'm going to focus with lining it up with the top fold. And then give that a real good burnish. I always say whenever you've got tape, go over it until it kind of goes darker in colour. And that way it's all stuck to your card. So now you can see everything from the front, and when you open it, it will reveal your scene. So I'm going to have a decorative strip here with a nice little sentiment on it, but all of my decoration is in here. Now what I thought it would be nice to do is in the editions set of all the farmyard icons, you get the little picket fence here, but if you cut the fence, oh, I thought I had a spare one to show you. I haven't. So the fence, it's got little legs here and at the top. I just snipped them all off, so it just gives me this piece. And then I thought it'd be nice to have them on the front of the door. So I'm going to stick them on the front, and then I'm going to have all my different farmyard characters. I've already got this one for the back, so you've got somewhere to stamp and write your message, and it is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then the white piece is 6.5 by 4.5. So I'm going to get everything stuck down now, and then I'll show you it all at the end. So that is the finished card. So I'm keeping this plain on the front. I will personalize it nearer the time because I could possibly pop someone's name on here if I wanted to. But again, you open it up and it reveals this wonderful scene. It just puts a smile on my face. I have loved making this card. The style is perfect for this theme, but also, you know, check out the other inspirations on Pinterest and stuff, because there's so many lovely cards that have been made with the floral designs and things like that. And again, just close it down and you've got your space on the back there to stamp and write your message, and that will all fit into a 5x7 envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed my take on this card style today. As always, everything I've used will be linked in the description box below the video. I'll have some other fun kind of pop-up cards coming up now, which you might want to watch next. And if you've enjoyed today, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell too. And that way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.